Have you ever wondered what would happen if you took a straight-to-DVD movie and put it in a cinema? Well, now you know.
Liam Neeson returns as ex-covert operative Brian Mill, whose long-awaited reconciliation with his ex-wife is tragically cut short when she's brutally murdered. Consumed with rage and framed for the crime, he goes on the run to evade the relentless pursuit of the CIA, the FBI, and the police. For one last time, Mills just uses his particular set of skills to track down the real killers, exact his unique brand of justice, and protect the only thing that matters to him now, his daughter.
Taken 3 is the big climactic finale in the great Taken trilogy, which stars Liam Neeson as... what's his name? Well, we might as well get this bit out of the way here and now. Oh, it's a Taken movie. Is there anybody left to take? Oh, no one's been taken in this one. Oh, what a wacky set of circumstances that is.
Very funny, very funny. Ha 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 ha.
Ah, Jesus Christ. Anyway, to talk about the movie itself, this is probably the least Taken of all the Taken movies. It isn't Liam Neeson running around shooting foreigners for 90 minutes, nor is it him making threatening phone calls and going through the motions as he's done over the previous 2 movies. This movie feels as though it does have a little bit more purpose to it, though it does feel as though it is just a repurposed script, as though this is a script for a different movie which they've just modified to make it into a Taken movie. And whilst this is something I probably should talk about towards the end of the review, it does in that regard make it a lot harder to actually recommend. And you can't recommend it to fans of the Taken movies because it is so different to what has gone before it. And you can't recommend it to fans of thrillers because it is fairly dumb and fairly limp. And you really can't recommend it to action movie fans as well. It's plainly obvious that this movie has been edited down from a 15 or an 18 certificate. There is no blood in it whatsoever. There's one moment towards the end of it where someone gets shot in the stomach by a shotgun. No fake blood. There's someone who gets shot multiple times in the chest. No blood. There are moments where swear words have either been taken out or redubbed. So there's one moment where someone's swearing. You can see his mouth saying one thing, but what you can hear is a totally different thing. It is remarkable and bizarre. And the only reason they're doing that is so that when it does come out on DVD, they can do the bigger, harder, more gritty, bloody cut. Oh, it's rated 18 because it's mature, rather than having the honesty of its convictions to actually be an 18 certificate movie. And of course it is a sad thing for me, a fan of movies and a fan of practical effects, to see that blood squibs are now pretty much an endangered species within movies. Hooray! But anyway, back to the movie itself. It is sufficient. That's all I can really say about it, that is it's sufficient. It is let down by the fact that it is just another Taken movie, which all the Taken movies have always felt as though they are on something resembling autopilot, and this movie does fall down because it isn't quite the same level of spectacle that we had in previous movies. It is Liam Neeson running around America with a gun, which pretty much any other thriller action movie that's been produced over the past 100 years set in America is more or less the same thing. It is astounding, it truly is. Liam Neeson at least seems to be trying in this one, at least passingly. There has been some attempt to try and develop his relationship with his daughter. It's just a shame that they've done absolutely nothing to develop the characters themselves. Martin Lawrence is in this, is the most inept inspector I have ever seen. Seriously, he's a guy who could have solved the whole case with about 5 minutes. He has the main key clue in front of him, and he even says that he had the big key clue towards the end of the movie. For Christ's sake. Oh, and of course, we have the twist. The epic twist to this movie. The M. Night Shyamalan level twist to the movie, which is something they already discussed. I can't be the only one that thought, wait, hold on, we've already had this before when watching it. There's a big twist around midway through that reveals the nature of what's going on. And then they have the same conversation again towards the end of the movie. Same characters having the same conversation, discussing the same points, though this time one of them has a gun. Seriously, I can't get my head around that. The big twist happens twice, in the exact same way almost. Just at the end of the movie, They just do it to justify having a big final climactic action sequence or something. I don't bloody know. This movie is ludicrous. It truly is, but not the good kind of ludicrous. Really, are we actually doing this ludicrous? There's nothing about it which really justifies its existence, but it does justify its existence far better than some other movies that I've seen. But ultimately, it is just a straight-to-DVD movie, which has somehow found its way into cinema, which somehow has some kind of connection to Taken, which, at the end of the day, isn't really good enough, on any degree. And whilst this is supposed to be the final part in the trilogy, it really wouldn't surprise me if we saw a new movie of Taken in the next few years. Whether Liam Neeson is in it or not is a different matter, but it wouldn't surprise me if we saw a sequel of its kind at some point in the future. But what did you think? Leave me a message in the comment section below on whichever web zone you're watching this on. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.